Today is the day I head off for Melbourne Oz Comic Con. Way too early of a start, but bags are packed, everything's ready to go, and we are on our way. First step once we get in is I need to get myself ready for a 1 p.m. check-in time where we're able to start unloading all of our stuff to be able to successfully get everything on the table, ready to go for the next day. This little hole punch thing that I'm using is absolutely busted. I have no idea why it is so difficult to be able to press through a piece of card. However, the little imprints that it gives where you're able to like loop an earring through are so useful that I just deal with it. Sometimes it even like the mechanism in it gets busted up, as you can see here, and I just have to like kind of whack it around, move around, hope that it kind of works. I don't know if there's another option out there that might be best, but I don't know, I'll have to work that out at some point because that thing is hard to use. But it does mean that I was able to get some of my red potion earrings out. I designed these new backing cards to make them into kind of like little item cards, I suppose is best described. And yeah, I think they turned out really great. They were exactly what I wanted them to be. I wanted to make sure that they had little statistics on the side, you know, show like how much health you gain back from using them and all that kind of business. I just think it's a nice little addition to something that was already quite cute, makes them a little bit more stylized, and next step with those will be to make little stickers. Well, look at those little guys, they look great. I'll eventually have cards for all of the different potion types, but I need to decide what colors are going to be what, so that's going to be a bit of a work in progress, to be honest. But look how perfectly the cut holes lined up. I'm so happy with them. I also was lucky enough to be set up right next to Alana again. And the back of my table doesn't actually look too bad. Maddie also was helping Alana, and absolute gem that she is. We needed snacks waiting to be able to finish out the rest of the day. I am coming to you live from the hotel room. Woo! I'm really trying to be as enthusiastic as I can be. It's about 9:45 right now. I have been up since around about 5:15 this morning, and I am tired. Today I had an early flight to Melbourne. It went smoothly. I paid for it with points, so I actually did a little bit more and I got business. I've done it the last couple of times, and for me, it's well worth it. Having two 30-kilo bags is like a lifesaver. I'll tell you what. My bags are chockers. But I also started reading a book on the plane. It was pretty cool. I'm reading The Ever King. It's going pretty well. Bit of a enemies to lovers kind of situation. And when I say enemies to lovers, I mean like he sucks and she's cool. So I'm very interested to see how that's going to go, because often you can't have someone who sucks and is actually mean and doing horrible things and then have them turn out to be the love interest, because, you know, it doesn't really work. So I'm very interested to see how it's going, but I'm glad that they haven't, like, you know, they haven't held back from making him actually awful. Editing Megan coming in here to tell you that no, actually, they did make him just be good, you know, despite the fact that he started off doing terrible things. And then halfway through the book, they're like, oh, but those terrible things, they were actually done for like the right reasons. So, you know, that's pretty much how that went. The premise at the beginning was really, really promising. I was really excited to hear how this would continue going, and it was unfortunately disappointing. It was still a fun time, don't get me wrong, but it was just a little bit disappointing. Sad. So that's interesting. Very interesting. I do feel like they're going to wave it away a little bit. Like they already have. She's already kind of been like, quote unquote, kidnapped into their little party posse thing. And they're being a lot nicer to her than you would expect horrible people to be. So, you know, I don't have a lot of hope that they're not just going to like override it and make it seem a lot better than it is. But, you know, it's fine. It's whatever. Won't cast my judgments too early. Your judgments were absolutely correct. Don't doubt yourself past me. But yeah, the flight was good. They had some fog coming into Melbourne, so it was delayed, which wasn't too bad. I was getting there way earlier. I actually spent about 2 and a bit hours in a cafe, not too far from where I needed to set up, just because I needed to pass the time. I got in at like, I think by the time we landed, got bags, by the time I even got to the convention center, it was about 11 and we could only set up from 1. So yeah, I had heaps of time to kill, and I did. I killed it in a cafe. I did a little bit of writing. I went through my website and discontinued some of the products that I've been meaning to get rid of on there. Not get rid of, that's a bad way to put it. I'm retiring some products because I'm gonna remake them and, you know, like redraw them, redesign them, or just get rid of the ones that I don't really want anymore. I have something like 80 different sticker sheet designs or something ridiculous now. So yeah, it's time to say goodbye to some of them. Outside of that, the convention itself I managed to set up for the day. And yeah, I had a good time setting up because I had everything this time. Unlike with Adelaide last week, I forgot to bring in the actual stock part of it. I couldn't really get away with that this time because I can't fly back to Adelaide to go pick up the rest. So it was a lot better. I was able to get everything all set up and ready to go. And basically I get to walk in tomorrow and just get the table ready. That's it. That's all I gotta do. I also have filmed a few things here and there in regards to the table. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. When I travel, I can't use those like wooden blocks underneath my cabinets. I have to use like the cubes. So that does make things a little bit harder in terms of like space. But I did actually end up with a few gaps and I was like, what's going on here? I don't normally have gaps. But yeah, then I had a really nice dinner with some friends and yeah, it was just really good. And now I'm here thinking about potentially reading a little bit and also watching The Night Manager on Prime. It's actually going pretty well. Something a little bit different, a little bit dramatic. But yeah, I've showered. I'm so bloody sleepy. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go to bed, I guess. Maybe. Bedtime sounds good. But yeah, got a big day ahead, so I'm excited to get some sleep. Oh yeah, see you tomorrow. It's go time. if you'll be able to hear me, but today's been nuts, especially in comparison to last week. I've probably doubled what I did last week. I haven't changed anything, and yet Alana next to me has done the same, as in like the same as last week. So I don't know what's going on, but I appreciate it. Got all of, I think, 40 minutes left for the day, and I am tired. I would like to nap. Sorry for the jump scare, but I really didn't want to get up this morning. I'm just tired, that's all. And I need to pack up the room, get all checked out, and walk back to the convention center. My legs and hips are killing me. This bed was so tough. So yeah, that's the plan for this morning. Maybe I'll even get a coffee on the way. Who knows? I've only got an hour. It's a 20-minute walk, so I've got to get me running shoes on or something, I guess. But holy hell, I would have loved to have slept a little longer. And with that, I am home, I am ready to sleep, and I am ready to have a couple of weeks off. It was a great weekend, don't get me wrong. I was very glad that I went, and I'm so glad to have just been involved, but I am running on fumes at the moment, and I've got a couple of weekends off after this that honestly I'm really looking forward to. So it's going to be what I'm doing for the next little bit of time. I hope that you enjoyed. I tried really hard to make this one interesting, but I just was so goddamn tired. So majority of these things are probably just going to be me talking to a camera. I'm not going to lie. I feel really shy filming in public because, you know, I don't want to film people who might not be comfortable with it or anything like that. So, you know, I'll eventually work up to making something a little bit more interesting, and you won't always just get me coming in with the hoodie and the messed up hair being like, hello, here is the update that you were looking for. But, you know, it's all a working development. I have something released, and that's the important thing, right? Right? Anyway, thanks, Clive. But yes, we'll look forward to the next one. That's what I'm going to say to you. If you like it, you like it, and I love that. If there's stuff that you want to see a bit more, I'll do a little bit more of that. I did see a couple of comments from the first one that people liked the kind of behind the scenes stuff. So next week or the week after, I might work on those. So, you know, just a little bit of what happens at home, not just what happens out in the wild. Okay. Bye.